August in Italy, probably the strangest month of the year, where everyone leaves the city. In fact, the city's dead. Just going for a little walk because I left my car at the swimming pool last night. There was a band playing, there was people dancing, and wine was flowing freely. And I thought it's not a good idea to drive home. 5-minute drive. So I came home with my wife, she had her car there as well. And now I'm walking back to get my car. Well, obviously it's the morning after. I've got very many updates. We're past Ferragosto. I made a short about Ferragosto, which is a massive day in Italy. It's probably the most important day of the year. I read actually that it was the Emperor Augustus that started the tradition of having a big party to end the season of harvesting, and it's just stuck. It's the only country in the world. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Does anyone else have it? It's a holiday of obligation, because I know in the Catholic world that it's the Assumption of Our Lady. But over and above that, it's got another meaning in Italy. Like I said, it goes back to the Emperor Augustus. He started this festival, or this day off, to celebrate the end of harvesting, you know. So it's a big party in it. And the days that follow it as well. It's now the 17th of August. And the days that follow it as well are just chilled out days. It's the hottest time of year. The temperature's dropped a little bit actually. It was about 38 in the last few days. I think it's only a maximum of 34, 35 today. And the week that's coming up is basically everything's shut in Italy. Premier League season started yesterday. So did La Liga. First few games, I saw Man City won 4-0. Serie A's not started until next week though. And the town I live in is in Serie A, and I've got a season ticket. Walking on the main road of the town I live in, the northern Italian town I've lived in for a good part of 20 years. Yeah, they've got a season ticket. I've got a season ticket. Drank too much wine last night. So I'm looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they'll stay up. Because last time they were in Serie A, which is the first division, if you don't know much about football, or the Premier League, the equivalent of the Italian Premier League, or the English Premier League. The last time they were there was a couple of years ago, and they went straight down. In fact, I think they were the worst performers in Europe. They got the lowest number of points. But this time round, it seems as if, I mean, I don't know, I don't follow it that much. I know, I like football, but I don't follow it exactly, you know, the team. But it seems, from what I've been hearing around the city, or the town, it seems that this time they've got their ideas a lot more clearer. They've got a better manager, better players, and they're really confident. Although, having said that, last night I watched them in Coppa Italia, and they got beat, and they were terrible. And I was saying to my friends, if they play like this, then they're going to go down again. So August in Italy, what can I tell you about August in Italy? Well, it's a strange month. Nothing ever gets done. Sort of around July time, if you're trying to do anything, what people say, yeah, we'll see in September. It's like it doesn't exist. It's almost like plane seat number 13. They don't exist, do they? Plane seats number 13 don't exist. Pretty sure they don't. Well, it's like the same concept in Italy about August. It doesn't exist. So you can't get much done in August. And most companies close. The company I work for, we close for 2 weeks. So this is the middle. We closed last week. It's now Sunday, the 17th of August. So we closed last week and we close next week. And the majority of companies will do the same. They will close for at least a couple of weeks. In fact, this year I've heard that a lot of companies are going to close for the whole month. So the whole month of August just off, taking off. And that's what it was like back in the day as well. Going back maybe to the 60s and the 70s when Italy was in its prime economic boom era after the war. The whole month of August was shut down. Everything was shut down. And since I've been here, like I said, I've been here for 20 years, there was talk, maybe before COVID, there was talk of saying, oh, we need to adapt, the economy needs to adapt in Italy. We need to conform, should we say, to more Northern European traditions, and we can't regard August as a holiday month. We will keep companies open. When that COVID came, that's all died out. It all sort of, I think it's fair. I think with the whole era of globalisation, expecting that countries become more standardised and do the same thing, I don't agree with it. I think each country has to live by its own way, its own experiences, its own traditions. And the tradition here is that August doesn't exist. It's like seat number 13 on an aeroplane. It exists, but it doesn't. So yeah, I mean, and I've got used to it. I remember, when I lived in the UK, this concept that we have of August, it doesn't exist. So it's only something that you can only appreciate. You can appreciate once you come here. And you get, you always said you go past the 5-year rule. Once you go to a country and you live more than 5 years, you begin to experience how they do things, how things are. And now August for me is just planning holidays. Although this year my holidays didn't go as I planned. I went to my sister's she lives in Barcelona, and the idea was to fly on to Galicia, which is in the northwest of Spain, that's where my dad's from. But I didn't go there. In the end because my parents were meant to come out as well, but my dad had some health issues, nothing serious, and he didn't come, so I just ended up staying at my sister's house in Spain. And I realised as well in Spain that even although it's similar to Italy, the whole August concept is not the same as it is in Italy. It's different. They don't have Ferragosto for a start. So yeah, in Spain it's different. The city's dead here. There's no one on. Now this roundabout, they've just done it up. They finished it a couple of weeks ago. And be careful crossing the road in Italy. Even though it's a zebra crossing, you always gotta be extra careful. Now, it's shut. I'm gonna have to go the long way. It's gonna be the better way for you because I'm gonna go by the river. So I would say that if you're planning to come to Italy in August, then it may be a good time to visit the cities and not the beaches, because the beaches and the mountains also as well, yeah. Don't forget Italy's got mountains. They'll all be packed with people. I mean, it's packed in Italian. So it could be a good time to visit the cities August, because they're empty. On the negative side, they are bloody roasting, so it will be really warm. But maybe towards the end of August is better, because towards the end of August the heat tends to wave away a little bit. So that's another phenomenon I think that's changing in Italy as well. Since I've been here, people were saying that normally August was the hottest month of the year, yeah, that's why everyone took it off. But that's changing. It's becoming July now. July is becoming the hottest month of the year, and August tends to be filled more with thunderstorms and uncertain weather, although that's not been like that this year. So if you're thinking of coming to Italy and you want to visit some cities, I would say a good tip would be to come maybe towards the end of August, because the cities are going to be empty. So you're going to have, well, they say they're going to be empty, they're going to be filled with tourists. Probably a good tip would be to visit Italy's filled with beautiful cities that no one's ever heard of. Siena, I've probably heard of that. Udine, Cremona, where I live, you should look at visiting cities that are off the beaten track, because you'd probably be surprised at how nice they are. And let's not forget Italy. I mean, you should go to obviously Rome and Milan, these places, but there are other cities that are worth visiting, like the one I live in. The town I live in does nothing for tourism. But I say nothing. Minimum, bare minimum. There's not really any airports that are near here. Maybe about an hour away, 45 minutes. This is one of the nicest restaurants in the area. And yeah. It's getting warm. I think I mentioned in a previous video as well, everything seems to slow down. Even though the heat goes up, everything slows down and people are a lot more relaxed in August. I went up to the river. I made a video about the river as well, which I'll link below. It's the river behind us. Biggest river in Italy, and it flows just past my house. So yeah, I mean, I suppose talking about what I was saying before about the economy in August, everything's closing down. I mean, it has advantages as well, because everyone takes holidays in August. Then it's a lot more efficient because everyone's off. That may sound contradictory, but it's true. So everyone's more productive in the other months. You know, it makes it everyone takes their holidays at the same time. So yeah, I mean, it just depends on the way you look at it. But I think it's more efficient. Everyone takes their holidays at the same time. There's no arguing in the company about who should get holidays when, how, or what, because of how long you've been in the company. So I think it's, I mean, on the downside as well, prices do go up. I mean, if you look at beach resorts in Italy, prices in July and August tend to be a lot higher. Well, it's high season, it's the same everywhere really, isn't it? But Italians try not to take advantage of the fact that if you're an Italian, you go, obviously you go in August, they try not to take advantage of the fact that they'll pay, you know, they'll ask you to pay more. They'll let the foreigners pay more. There we go, the Great River. Oh, this is the divide between two regions in Italy, between Lombardia and Emilia-Romagna. So it's almost, I would say almost like the division or the border between Scotland and England. It's almost that big, that significant. On that side you've got Emilia-Romagna, where the capital is Bologna. And on this side, which I'm on, the right side, right in terms of left or right, yeah, not the correct one, is Lombardia, where Milan is the capital, financial and industrial heart of Italy. And on there, you've got the gastronomic heart of Italy, Bologna. I think Emilia-Romagna got voted, which is, Emilia-Romagna is on the other side of that bridge, by Forbes magazine. It was voted best region in the world for food. And I would agree with that. Well done, Forbes. You can't really go swimming in it, although up there there's like beaches up there that you can see. And recently, in the last couple of years, I've seen people swimming in it, and they've been saying that it's getting cleaner. I don't know much about it, but going back to the 60s, there's like photos, like my in-laws, so my wife's mum and dad, for those who don't know what in-laws are. They used to, before all, you see on the banks of this river, yeah, this is one of them. They're called canottieri, which are like rowing clubs, officially rowing clubs, but they've got pools, there's filled swimming pools, and it's got a gym, tennis courts and everything. And I'm a member of one. There's about, along the banks, there's about 4 or 5 of them. So before these were built, I think they were built in the 60s. My father-in-law was a founding member of one of them, the one where I'm going now. I made a video about it as well. So before these were built in the 50s and the 60s, people just used to go to the beaches of the river and bathe in the river. But yeah, I mean, the river has got it flows into the canals that are in Milan. That have got a name now that I can't remember, but I can't remember what they're called. But the famous Milan canals, Navigli, I think they're called Navigli, that's the word. And obviously all the crap from Milan ends up in the river here. So it's not very clean. But recently I've seen people swimming, they've seen it's been cleaned up, but the river is clean. But you can do boat trips. I think the local government or the local authorities can do a lot more for tourism here because it's beautiful. There's hardly any boat trips, although I've seen signs now saying that they're going to start boat trips up from here. It's behind me. But they don't put hardly any money in it. But I think it would be beautiful. I mean, look behind me there, you see the beaches there on the river, it's beautiful. I used to go out, I haven't been out for about 3 years. I used to go out with my father-in-law rowing once a year because he's a rower, like most people are, because of the rowing clubs. I used to go out rowing with him, we used to go up the stream, up the river. But he's getting on now, he's about 84 and he doesn't go out anymore. So I'm not a rower myself, so I don't go out. Nice view of the bridge behind me. Yeah, so all these canottieri rowing clubs that are on the banks of the River Po, before they existed, people used to go to the beach. Here they go, it says attracco turistico. I'll show you. See it? Attracco turistico. Now I come back, I come here, not every day, but maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I've never seen anyone there. So, if you're watching, the local authorities here, put a little bit more investment in it. I'm sure more people would come to this beautiful spot in Italy. And even along here, along the banks, this place here, the promenade of the river, like if it was filled with shops and bars and stalls, I'm sure they could turn this area into something really, really attractive. Because it's out of the way of the city centre, and it's nice. I mean, the only issues you have here are with mosquitoes, filled with mosquitoes, but they do a disinfestation. I think that's a word in English. Hopefully it is. They do that for the rowing clubs, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to sit down and swim. It'd just be filled with insects. So there's hardly any insects, so that's not an issue. So if they could make this, they could turn this into like a promenade of stalls and shops, and it'd be heaving. A little bit of money invested into tourism, and it'd be heaving. Because I think the local economy needs a kick up the bum, up the backside. That's the Italian economy does in general. But you know, there's a lot of people here who are against it. They prefer to have their tranquility. See the old guys behind me there, chatting along the banks of the river. They prefer the tranquility. They're probably earning their state pension, so they're earning enough money to keep them going, keep them happy. And why would they want to turn this into a place buzzing with people? Well, all it's going to do is annoy them, and they don't need the money from it. But you've got to think about the youngsters. You've got to think about the youngsters. Italy's a very old country, set in its way. Old people determine a lot of the rules and how things are done here. Youngsters have little say. That's another thing I noticed between here and Britain. In Britain it's the opposite. In Britain we give opportunities to youngsters. And even in Spain as well, which is another country that I've lived in, there's a lot more opportunities for youngsters to have a say and do stuff. Here it's run by the oldies. People who stay in power. Although it's changing, I would say. Still very much run by old people. So yeah, I mean, this area here is beautiful. I mean, behind me there. It could offer so much more than it does. The other day I saw a plane landing, I don't know if that's the correct word, watering. Yeah, landing on the river. And it's bike centre here, Cremona, because it's a flat land. Everyone goes on the bike. So yeah, so that was it. I'm coming up to the rowing club that I'm a member of now, where I left my car last night because I'd had a little bit too much wine. And yeah, so maybe I'll post some I took a video of it like last night. There was the band playing, people were dancing, barbecues. It's really good. Yeah, also I mentioned some previous videos, it gets you down, the heat gets you down, and it does. I mean, every now and again I look at Ryanair on the app, how much is a flight back to the UK so I can get out of this heat, this crazy heat. But I end up, what I do sometimes I go back. Don't know when I'm gonna go back next time. I did go to the Netherlands for work in September. There's an only guy rowing. Show you. That was me a couple of years ago. I used to do that. So guys, got that off my chest. Italy, North Italy in August. A lot more could be done here. If you want to go to cities that are dead. And September, the 1st of September, which is a Monday this year. September is the Monday of the year where people eventually realise that they've come out of the holiday month that is August, and they come back to reality. Same with the schools go back, the schools are off for 3 months here again. Like I said, there was talk of people saying, no, it's too much, 3 months, we'll have to change it, but no, you can't do it. It's just June, July, August, 3 months schools are off. So if you're a school teacher, you get 3 months off. My kids as well, they're off, not looking forward. If you mention school to them now, they get upset. It is a real trauma for kids, you know, having such a good time. Like my kids every day, they're in the pool, they're playing, they're out with their friends, they're doing this just like for 3 months, and then you say you got to go back to school. And I made a video on schools here as well. They're really strict. Well, they're a lot more stricter than they are in the UK, so it's a huge trauma for kids going back. And I can't even mention the word school. I'm not joking, I can't mention it, they will get upset. And they're 16 and 12, so they're not like 4 or 5 year olds. Anyway guys, listen, thanks if you got this far, thanks for listening to me rambling on about life here in Northern Italy. YouTube thinks you might like this video, or this one. So give it have a look, and please like and subscribe if you want to know more about what it's like living in Italy. Like I said, I've been here for 20 years, and I'd like to show everyone how beautiful this country is and how we can make it a little better. Ciao for now.